Alright, hello everybody and welcome to today's gameplay stream. Well, actually I take that back. Today's first of two gameplay streams. I am Phil. Phil I am. Actually, I'm going to change my name to Phil I am. Philium. Phil I am. Oh god. Anyway, it is Friday the 13th, 2016. It's time for all of the Crystal Lake campers to be slaughtered, but it is also time for a brand new game release. If you're not aware, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the release of Doom. Doom, pretty much synonymous with FPS or first-person shooter greatness. For a lot of people, Doom was the game that launched the first-person shooter craze in the mid-90s. I remember playing it. I remember playing Wolfenstein. On my uncle's computer. My uncle was a gamer much more than I was, but he was a PC gamer when I was a young kid. He actually gave me my first gaming console, the Atari 7800, excuse me, and got me into home gaming. He was the person who did it, and I remember actually playing Wolfenstein on his computer. Well, I take that back. He played it and I watched, and then my parents were like, "Look at all the blood!" And then I didn't play that game again for quite a long time. But then, fast forward to the second half of the 90s, when I got my own PC, and I basically got a ton of games. And one of the games that I got was Doom, another that I got was Duke Nukem, and then that got me hooked on first-person shooters. I started playing games like Hexen, and all kinds of stuff. And of course, in the late 90s, that was when first-person shooters really took off as the 3D graphics started to hit. Games like Unreal Tournament and Quake and stuff like that, right? So, Doom was the game from id Software that really put id Software on the map and also launched the big wave of first-person shooters on PCs. Yes, to some extent, Wolfenstein 3D was the game that started the whole thing, but it was really Doom taking that Wolfenstein 3D engine and putting demons and hellish environments and stuff like that. All of that is what really got people's imaginations kind of inspired to see what you could do with first-person shooters. And I played Doom 1, Doom 2, whatever the name of the Ultimate Edition was. I don't remember if it was Ultimate Doom. It was like a combination game that had all of them in it. That was the one that I had, the super culmination version of Doom that had all the versions of Doom in it. And then later on, you know, like I said, I played other first-person shooters, but I did play Doom 3, and I was one of the few people, for whatever reason, I liked it. I thought Doom 3 was great. They took the formula of the original Dooms and put it into a, you know, full 3D, but also kind of brought it into the modern era, making it more of a survival horror game in a lot of ways than a traditional Doom-like first-person shooter. A lot of people had issue with that. A lot of people were like, oh, you know, now you've watered it down, you've turned it into other games. And I think that's why a lot of people did not, well, let's just put it this way. Not that that game didn't sell, because it did, but it was strongly criticized, okay? So I am a fan of the Doom series. Now, keep in mind, I've not played the Doom series in quite some time. I even had Doom 64, and I remember how disappointed I was because I had already played the original Doom 1 and 2 on PC, and then I went to play Doom 64 on the Nintendo 64, and the graphics were actually watered down, the sound effects were terrible, and I was very disappointed with how that game performed. So when it was when it was announced that Bethesda, you know, bought id Software, that id Software was going to be relaunching Doom as a franchise, people geeked out, alright? You know, when you have a series that's as synonymous with a genre as Doom, and you hear that it's coming back, you're gonna geek out. I mean, for good reason. id Software makes great games. And, you know, Bethesda's a great publisher. And you knew that a lot of effort was gonna go into the game. So I was pretty excited. And, you know, we've seen coverage of this game over the past year or so. I actually got my hands on the Doom beta. What was it, 2 months ago? I'm trying to remember. I think it was maybe, actually, I think it was early April when I played it. And oh my god, the game plays like a classic first-person shooter. You actually feel, it feels more like Quake, I would say, than Doom, because they obviously have some more modern elements to it. But But I had a ton of fun playing the beta of Doom. And I was very excited for today. So, this weekend is basically all about Doom, okay? Today we're going to be doing 2 streams. It's going to be, first stream here is going to be the campaign. About 3.5 hours of the story/campaign of Doom. And then later tonight, my second stream, which will be around 7 p.m. Pacific time, will be about 2 hours of the multiplayer of Doom. So you get a flavor for both here on launch day. Then tomorrow I'll continue with the campaign, Sunday as well. And we're going to see, because I don't know how long the campaign actually is. I've heard conflicting reports. Someone told me it was 5 hours, and someone told me it was 10 hours. So I have no idea. Absolutely no idea what the truth is. Okay? But we'll see. We'll see together. That's the point of this weekend, is to be able to experience games together and play this for the first time and see if it's any good. But lately, releases have been pretty good. I'm going to be honest, the past few weeks have been great for me. Great game releases, lots of fun playing all the stuff that I've been playing. And, you know, hopefully Doom also turns out to be great. I guess we'll find out. We'll see. We shall see. Now, here's the thing, just to make this clear. Next week, we got some new releases, too. We got Homefront of the Revolution, as well as Fallout Far Harbor. The first major Fallout expansion for Fallout 4. It's supposed to be the biggest expansion ever made for Fallout. I'm going to be playing Doom like crazy this weekend. We'll see how far I get in the game. And then we'll judge next week, you know, how am I going to balance all the new releases. Okay, I'll be honest with everyone. I'll be very honest with everyone. When it comes to Homefront the Revolution, even though I'm interested in the game, I'm not like, oh my god, going crazy for it. So if I'm playing Doom and I'm getting caught up in it and I haven't beaten it yet and I'm way behind, it may delay Homefront the Revolution. We'll see. I don't know. Or maybe I'll play Homefront and I'll balance it with Doom. You know, and then the Fallout 4 DLC. I don't know. We're going to see. The bottom line is, there's a lot of time, because really the next game coming out after next week's releases is Overwatch and that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. And I'll be honest here, I don't even know if I'm getting Overwatch, because I already played the beta, so I saw everything in the game. And I don't want to drop $60 for a game that I've already played everything in it. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm even going to be playing Overwatch. It'll depend. That Ninja Turtles game is certainly not a high-profile game. So really, until the end of the month, which is the last week of the month, which is going to have The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine, or Wine and Blood, or Watered Down Wine Blood, I don't know what it's called, expansion, and the One Piece game that's coming out. I think it's called Burning Blood. We really don't have too much going on after, you know, next week. So I'll have time to juggle all the stuff for the month, and I'll be going between multiple releases. We'll see. Okay? So we shall see what happens with that. It's going to be a fun month regardless. There's a lot of stuff coming out for the rest of this month. Now, one thing about Doom that a lot of people are strongly criticizing. Apparently, no pre-release advanced copies of the game were sent to gaming media. None. 0. So, no one could review the game until today. Because guess what? No one could play the game until today. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've talked about this many times over the years. I actually support that practice. Because I don't think that anyone should get advanced copies of games. All of us should have to buy it on release day and play it. And the bottom line is, if you're skeptical about if a game's good or not, don't buy it on release day. Wait a few days so someone can review it. Or you can watch someone play it on a stream, or you can watch someone play it on demand, and then you can judge for yourself whether or not you want to play the game. The problem is, people have no self-control. And they absolutely need to play it at the moment that it's live, regardless if you know if it's good or not. And so they rely on these pre-release reviews in order to find out if a game's good and if they should rush out and play it at release. Now, no one really knows what the deal is. It could be that maybe the multiplayer servers were not going to be ready yet, or they didn't want people to think that the multiplayer experience wasn't as good as it could be because not a lot of people had the copies of the game. It could be that they're hiding something. It could be many things, you know. It'll be very interesting in this case for us to be watching all weekend as I play this game and experience it firsthand, because, you know, this is the first experience anyone's having with the game. It's not like people have had it for 4 weeks and have already have a full fucking playthrough on YouTube. You know what I mean? Ah. So, ladies and gents, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun weekend. What the hell? You see what just happened? I don't know why this happens. This happens on my PS4 all the time. I have a dashboard theme. The reason I have this dashboard theme on PS4 is because I got the game digitally. I pre-ordered it digitally, which allowed me to get this theme. It has vanished. Look. Now, if I move around, now it comes back. I don't know why that happens. Why does the dashboard theme disappear and reappear? It's so odd. So anyway, yeah, this is the Doom dashboard theme with all demons and hell and stuff in the background. It's pretty cool. If you actually scroll down onto the game, there's another one. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped for Doom. However, I'm going to be honest with everyone. Take a look at this. Doom Season Pass. Click on that. $40. And if you read the description, get the Doom Season Pass and continue to expand your multiplayer experience with 3 new premium DLC packs. They'll include new maps, weapons, equipment, playable demons, custom armor sets, hack modules, taunts, and more. $40 just for an expansion to the multiplayer. Screw that. Seriously. Screw that. If you're going to give me an expansion to Doom, you've got to give me story-based and or new single-player content along with the multiplayer. And I'm sorry, maybe I'm living in the past, right? Maybe I'm living in the 90s, but when Doom was released in the 90s, it had a single-player and a multiplayer component. And if you take a look at the expansions, because they did, by the way, they did release expansions to Doom back in the day. Expansion packs similar to DLCs that we have today. Each one added more single-player as well as multiplayer content. Sorry, I'm not paying $40 just for you to give me a few new maps and things for multiplayer. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. $40? Get out of here. That is ridiculous. So, everyone in the street just going nuts agreeing with me, too. That is just insanely crazy. So, anyway, I'm pumped for Doom. I hope you're pumped, too. I hope it has, you know what I really hope? Because I don't know. I have no idea yet. I hope the soundtrack is good. Because the soundtrack of Doom has always been good. Every version of Doom had a kickin' soundtrack that would get you pumped as you're playing the game, you know? You'd be really into it. Wow, the fucking cool tunes in the background, booming as you're blowing freaking demons' heads off and chainsawing their fucking balls into fucking mulch. That's what I like about Doom, is that it's the full experience. So hopefully the soundtrack is great. I guess we'll find out. Alright, so what else? Not much else going on, everyone. Doom all weekend. Maybe Homefront next week, we'll see. Definitely the Fallout 4 DLC next week. You know, it's going to be a good month. There's a lot of new releases this month. So far, everything's been quality. And I do want to say this to all of you. Thank you for 2 great months. Both March and April were great months, where people were turning out for the streams, watching the videos on YouTube, spreading the word, having fun. This month so far, can't complain. It looks like we're keeping up this pattern of, you know, people liking what I'm doing and coming out and having fun. So I'm feeling great and positive, and, you know, daily here, I'm cannot wait to get to work, honestly. And that's a great feeling, right? It's a great feeling when new release day, people are going to be out and excited. Let's do this together. I love it. I love it. So thanks for that. Let's keep this positivity rolling, you know what I mean? And I don't really have much else to say. I don't want to talk too long here on the pre-stream, so I think I'm just going to do my little plug segment, and then we'll get started. That is if all of you are okay with that. Alright, so, gratuitous plug segment. Here we go. First of all, thank you for being here live on the stream, or if you're watching this on demand on YouTube, I appreciate that as well. Thanks for a great year so far. Let's keep it rolling. If you'd like to see me continue to be able to do live streams daily, on-demand videos daily, vlogging, reviews. By the way, last night, finished up Uncharted 4 and made my review, which is live over on DSPGaming. If you haven't seen it yet, I strongly recommend you check it out. Put a lot of time and effort into that. But if you like all of this, and you want to see it continue, there are many ways that you can support My efforts. Number 1, watch the videos, watch the streams, spread the word, let everyone know what I'm doing. Obviously, people are doing that because people are showing up for the streams, which is cool. So thanks for that. Even if you can't watch stuff on release day or you can't watch it live, you can always watch the videos on demand. Please let everyone know. Everyone who likes on-demand content, I think will enjoy the stuff that I put out there because it is pure gameplay rather than, you know, tons of edited content with a million ads and shit all over it. Just saying, that's my style. Social media. On Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP. On Instagram, TheyCallMeDSP. By following me on social media, you'll get daily schedule updates. You'll get up-to-the-minute information on what I'm doing. For example, yesterday, because I was near the end of Uncharted 4, I started streaming about an hour early, and a lot of people weren't aware of that because they weren't paying attention on social media. Well, that's how you get that info, okay? Also, I tweet about all kinds of stuff. I tweet about television. I tweet about pop culture, things going on in the news. Although I don't do it as much as a lot of people. There's some people that go out there and they go crazy with hundreds of tweets. Not me. But it's more business related than anything else. Please consider following me. Social media presence is very important. The more you have, the more successful you have with an online business. I know that now. I didn't used to know that. Didn't get it. Now I do. Also, Amazon Associate link. There is one in the description of every single video and stream that I run here on YouTube. If you are in the United States of America and you already shop on Amazon.com, this is a no-brainer. Please just click that link and then go shop as normal. I'll get some referral credit. It helps me out. Not hugely, but every little bit counts. And I do appreciate those who have used the Associates link already. It does show, and I appreciate it. Thank you. In addition, Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil, where your monthly pledges contribute, obviously, to my business. They allow me to keep paying my bills. I'll say that again. The money that I make on Patreon is not like bonus money for me to go blow on hookers and coke. No, it's essential money for me to pay my bills. You know, I'm really trying to make this business work. Last year I had a lot of difficulties, financially and otherwise, that I'm trying to recover from. We'll see what happens, but Patreon has been helping significantly this year. You don't just toss money my way. It's not like you're just giving me a donation. You get stuff for it, including different perks, such as getting premium forum access on thekingofhate.com, being able to participate in ongoing voting. For example, right now, people are nominating games for an Indie Games Marathon that will either be in late May or early June. In addition, you can get text or verbal thank yous in my videos. You can get your private Q&A video made or get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King. There's lots of stuff you can get for being a patron. And there's also monthly goals. And I am actually going to set up a monthly goal for this month soon. In fact, I think by this weekend. It's a unique idea. It's something different. It's something outside the box. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how people are going to react. But I'm going to try a different kind of goal for this month. We'll see. I think it's going to be something completely different. And we'll go from there. I'm curious to see how people react when I announce this goal. Because it's a very different thing from what the other stuff that I've done. Alright? But we'll see. Fair enough, right? So anyway. Please consider pledging. As little as $1 helps. A lot of people say, well, I would pledge to Phil. I like his daily stuff. But, you know, I don't have a lot of money. And that way, you know, I can't afford it. $1. I'm pretty sure everyone can afford $1. If the bottom line is, if everyone who watched my stuff gave $1 a month, I would never have to worry about ad revenue on YouTube or views. I could come out here every day completely free of any kind of that kind of pressure and just say, I do what I want. And, you know, I think it would probably be a pretty relieving experience to be able to say, screw it. But the bottom line is, not everyone is a patron. Right now, I think I've got just over 200 patrons a month, which I am very appreciative of. You know, as little as $1 helps. It really does. So please consider it. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Alright. And then last but not least, my girlfriend also has a business. Her business is called The Black Currant. She sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. She's currently very busy, not only juggling her part-time job that she has on the side, but also trying to make a new line of product for this online business. for the summer. She's got many different scents that she's testing. She actually just made a big batch of soap in our kitchen, and she's testing to see how does it actually smell once it is made into a bar of soap. But yeah, right now she's in the middle of her spring line of scents, including things like Moroccan mint, Kentish rain, ginger ale, Arabian spice. Those are just a few of the scents that she has right now that are very popular. She's had nothing but positive feedback. The soap she makes is higher quality than the stuff that you would buy at the store. So check it out. Etsy.com/shop/The Black Currant, spelled Currant. Alright, everyone. I thank you very much for being here. I think it is time for us to start with Doom. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. Hopefully it's good. Alright, that's it. Thank you. And it is time for Doom. Which means we should play this. Alright, here we go.